Here again with another Shameless Season 6 episode review video. Before I get into that though, pretty important if you aren't caught up to the point where I am and rewatching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that happens to be the case, you find out you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. And for those of you that are wondering, I have seen Shameless all the way through at least one time, some episodes multiple times. I'm rewatching the show to discuss it. For the most part, the show is really good, although I know there's a big dip in quality towards the end, especially the last two seasons. I can't remember exactly when the big dip starts to happen, but I know the last two seasons are not my favorite. So with that in mind, this will be Shameless Season 6, Episode 8. The title of this episode is called Be a Good Boy, Come for Grandma. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. That title is just crazy, the name of that title. Queenie rings the bell. Tribe, breakfast, eating in the living room. Frank made breakfast. There's a knock at the door. It's Lamar for Carl. Haven't checked in lately, white boy. There's a shipment coming in and he needs Carl to run it. And Carl says he thinks he's going to sit this one out. And then Lamar hits Carl with his pistol. You win this game for life, motherfucker. Carl's forehead is cut open by the gun that he hit him with. Will is not psyched that Fiona is at Sean's place. She's moved in at Sean's place. Frank and Queenie are getting it on. Frank finishes. Carl needs to talk to Frank. Carl tells Frank he needs to get out of the game. And Carl's not happy, or Frank's not happy about this. And Frank tells Carl he'll do his rounds for him because he likes Carl's gig and wants Carl to continue it. Maybe he just needs a little bit of a break. A hottie comes into Lip's room. We might have known this hottie's name from a previous episode, but it's hard to keep track of all these random characters. Gets naked and tries to ride Lip, but Lip couldn't get excited. Guess it was too early. Lip says he's got to go get to work. Will's not interested in doing anything with Fiona. V stitches up Carl and tells him she cares about him. She says get out of the game, and Carl said he's got it covered. Debbie meets a nice guy at the baby store. His name is Larry. Lip is having some erectile dysfunction issues, except when it comes to Helene's picture. Frank has gotten cornrows now to look more like Carl and to fit in better when he does Carl's rounds. Fiona tries riding this hoverboard skating thing to impress Will. V tells Kev about Carl's cut, so he'll tell Fiona since Carl swore her to secrecy and Kev can't keep a secret to a degree. Debbie has lunch with her new guy that she just met, Larry. Will and Fiona go out to lunch as well. Caleb and Ian make plans to go see a movie, and the movie is actually going to be seen also by Caleb's ex. That should be interesting. Frank has his muscle Gareth, played by former NBA player and I believe NBA champion Rick Fox, formerly I believe he was obviously with the Los Angeles Lakers, but I think he played with the Celtics as well. Kev tells Fiona about Carl getting clocked by the gangbanger guy, Lamar. Frank offers Carl his cut after he's done with the rounds, but Carl declines. Carl says he's going straight. Frank says he couldn't be more disappointed in him, son. Ewings and Lip are in his office, and he asks Ewings if he's ever used any Viagra. Lip tells Ewings, tell his dick that is. Ewings said, what, you're only 20 years old. He's got too much on his mind, apparently. So Ewings tells Lip to hydrate and take the rest of the day off. Fiona tells Carl when she gets home, Carl tells her that, she talks to Carl, I should say. And then Carl tells her that Nick's in jail, he killed a guy, and tells Fiona that he saw it happen at the end. He got there when it happened, after it happened. And Carl figures that he'd start seeing more people get dropped if he stayed in the game. Fiona says, is it okay if I say I'm proud of you? And then Carl and Fiona hug. Larry drops Debbie off. Larry kisses Debbie's belly. Lip gets a hand job from a hottie. Frank asks Lamar to deliver the package to Indiana. He needs Frank to be in Indiana for that, and Caleb and Ian leave the movie. Lip returns home. Queenie says Lip is a Frank Gallagher 35 years ago when Frank knocked her up with Sammy. Carl tells the guys he's done. His old boss wants Sean's coat and shoes plus his car. Debbie finds out Larry has someone else, and he's got a fetish for pregnant girls. And he's off and weird. All Caleb's friends end up liking Ian. Sean and Carl arrive back at Sean's place. They're in their boxers. This guy wanted everything from them just to let Carl out of the game, I guess. And even then, what's to stop him from offing Carl or something like that? Fiona, seeing this, tells Sean, I kind of love you right now. Frank gives some of his cocaine that he had to take to Indiana to Gareth. Gareth takes a lot of the cocaine. So Queenie talks to Lip, gives him a foot massage. She says there's a lot of tension in his foot. She knew he went through a breakup. And then he tells her Helene tossed him aside when shit hit the fan. And then Lip feels better after that. And then she knew Lip was having problems in the bedroom. So Lip actually gets off and comes during this deep foot massage. Will has Carl's gun. Good as new. All systems go. Grandma Queenie to the rescue. Crazy moment in this episode. Sean yells at Fiona about Carl's gun being in Will's possession. It's my fault. I'm his father and I left him with you. Frank, Gareth, and company are doing pretty much all the cocaine. Frank looks worried as they replaced the cocaine with baby laxative, but the laxative is almost finished, and I don't know how much laxative was in that jug to start. Caleb tells Ian that he's HIV positive. I did not remember that moment. And then Ian at the same time tells Caleb that he's bipolar. Caleb doesn't want to take any chances and grabs condoms for Ian. Fiona takes the cornrows out of Carl's hair. Gareth drops Frank off as he took him to Indiana. Lamar is there and chases Frank due to his guy in Indiana shitting uncontrollably. And then the episode ends with Lip having a foursome with 3 other hotties. That's awesome. So that is what ends everything. I'm going to score this episode a 9.0 out of 10. This was a really good episode for a lot of characters on the show. For the males, Sean, Lip, and Frank were all awesome. For the females, Fiona and Queenie, I would probably give Queenie the nod over Fiona just because, it was her time to shine, even though Fiona was really good too, but Fiona wins at every episode almost, because I sure as hell don't like to give it to Deb. And V just kind of gets pushed aside a lot. So, you've heard what I have to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Shameless and you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, please consider Hulk smashing that like button. Share the video with anybody you know. Put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on Shameless overall. If you want to talk about the episode, you want to talk about the season, you want to talk about the series in general, please do so. Don't be shy. I want to talk about Shameless. That's the whole reason why I started doing these Shameless review videos. And click right here to see my Shameless series finale rant video, assuming you've seen every single episode of Shameless. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.